Hi, this is Mark Young at Jekyll Hyde Advertising. I get calls, in fact, just had one, and I get these calls every day from challenger brands. Some of them are from companies that are well established, some of them are from new companies, and they call and say, we just got a regional distribution. So we just got Meijer, we just got Harris Teeter, or Walgreens, Walmart is going to give us a 300 store test or a 600 store test. How do we make it successful? How do we hit the numbers that we need to hit? Now, here's the challenge. The challenge is, in the world of consumer packaged goods, the most effective way to advertise is to advertise nationally. Because when you can advertise the entire country, your cost to talking to 1,000 people comes down. This isn't an option when you have regional distribution or limited distribution. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And the key to doing it is with something called branded content. So what are we talking about with branded content? Well, here's the issue. As we try to advertise to people, it's becoming harder and harder to reach folks. And the reason is because for the past 100 years, we're kind of used to just throwing our ad in somebody's face, and they have to pay attention to it, because if you want to watch TV, you're going to watch the commercial. Well, people are now in control of their own experience. They can use a DVR on the TV. They're reducing magazines. You can get, commercial-free podcasts, commercial-free streaming music, and satellite like Sirius and XM. And online, you can use ad blocking software, or you just let the ads run anyways, because most people are actually involved in a phenomenon which is called banner blindness. And to make a point to you, I want you to think of last time you were online, which probably in the past 5 minutes. What was the last banner ad you saw? What was it? Remember it, right? You have no idea. It's because we don't pay attention to them. So how do we advertise to people in these regions? Well, digital is the key, because digital advertising allows us to, one, niche the market down so we can find the right consumer, and two, it allows us to be able to geo-target around those stores. So let's use those 300 Walmart stores as an example. Now, when you do that regional test, Walmart will give you a list of the 300 stores. We can actually put the 300 stores into our system, and we can draw a 5-mile circle, 7-mile circle, 10-mile circle, whatever we think is appropriate. So now we know that we're sending ads right around a location where your product exists. Okay, step one. Step two, we know that we found the right customer. Now, how do we get their attention? We know we're not going to get their attention throwing banner ads at them. What we need to do is we need to create relative, valuable content that gets us invited into your potential customer's life. So when people go online, think about your own habits. You go online. If you go to Facebook, you're looking to see what your friends, your neighbors, your kids are doing. If you go on WebMD, you're looking for health advice. Typically, when we go online, we're looking for information. And we've become very accustomed to the idea that all the information in the world should be available to us and it should all be free. So I expect that you have to give me something of value. That's how we make content marketing work. So we actually control a content marketing site, which most agencies don't do that. Now, what this allows us to do is it allows us to create that amazing story. We can create several of them. So let's say you have a product that has multiple niches that we can appeal to. Well, we can appeal to all of them. And we can create these very large, robust stories that are 300 to 500 words. And we start by telling these people something that's newsworthy. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you sell a product, whether it's a device or whether it's a pill, for blood pressure. And it lowers blood pressure. So we want people to pay attention to this. So we do some research. So as an example, we do some research and we find out that the American Heart Association put out a release recently that was linking blood pressure meds to depression and people who take depression meds. There's our article. Blood pressure medication linked to depression and mood disorders. Now, the legitimate news story, great piece of news, valuable piece of content that anyone who suffers with those two conditions will be appreciative of having. So it's very good information. Your brand is related to it, step one. Step two, now we create headline banners, but these are different. These are headlines. So you're on Facebook and you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something that says, blood pressure medication linked to depression and other mood disorders. If you're taking blood pressure meds, or you need to, and if you're taking, an SSRI, like a Prozac, guess what? You're going to click that story. You're going to raise your hand and say, wow, blood pressure meds and depression, that's me. I need to read this. Click, you go to the story. Now you read this story that tells you all about the American Heart Association, the story. It's really valuable. As you scroll down the story, you now get to something that says, but there are alternatives to taking blood pressure medication. Okay, now think about what happened. You just clicked on a story that was information you didn't know. You read the story. It's changed your thinking about the world. It's changed your life now, in as much as, wow, I have this new problem that I didn't know I had 5 minutes ago. And I'd like to have a solution, and the only solution in front of me happens to be right here. Are you going to read that? Of course you are. You're going to scroll down, you're going to read that. And that's now going to be about the product. So let's say that product is a nutritional supplement that helps lower blood pressure, or it's a medical device that helps lower blood pressure. You're going to read the story. And as you read the story, you're then going to learn how to buy it, where to buy it, where's the company's website, is it sold in the store, what stores carry it. It's a great ad message. Now, that's not the end of this though. Next comes retargeting. Now, retargeting is the cheapest advertising in the world. So what retargeting is we actually put pixels, little tracking pixels, on that page. If that customer only scrolls partway down, we know they haven't been exposed to your product yet. So we're going to retarget them, we're going to bring them back to the story. If they've gotten all the way down and they've actually read about your product, or they've gone to your website, now we're going to retarget them with ads for the product. So, blood pressure meds linked to depression. I clicked that. I read a story. I went all the way to the bottom of the story or went to the company's website. I'm really interested. Now I pick my phone up, I go to look for something, and I see right on my phone, XYZ, lower your blood pressure now naturally. In stock at Walmart now, 3 or less available. Wow, that's kind of panicky. I should probably move quick. And another key ingredient to moving people, social proof. Worked for me better than anything I've ever tried. Barbara G, 5 stars, because we're all used to the 5-star review. Now, all of this can be made to focus in, as I said, we focus in on that geography, we focus in on that demographic, we focus in on that niche market, and we focus in on that retailer. So we know that our test is in Walmart. Guess what? Our story, our site, our banner ads, our retargeting, they're all focused on driving that traffic to Walmart. Now, one last thing I'm going to leave you with, and that is because this is a digital ad campaign, you want to make sure that besides for your test at Walmart, Walgreens, wherever the case is, you're on Amazon. And the reason is because these campaigns always drive Amazon numbers up, that fast. And the reason is simple. I'm on my phone, I'm on my iPad, I'm on my computer. I just read about your product. I looked at it and said, oh wow, that's really great. I'm an Amazon Prime member. 3 clicks, boom, boom, boom. I bought the product, I've got it. So it's a very natural sell. It will lift the retail also, but we want to make sure you have Amazon, in your group of distribution. So that's it. That's how you handle a regional or a test buy. And if you have any questions on that, give us a call at the agency, Jekyll Hyde, talk to your account executive, and we can really go into detail and show you dozens and dozens of examples of how we're doing this for other clients and how we can do it for you. Thanks for watching.